I'm just trying I'm just trying to film a little disclaimer, extra little disclaimer. It's the next day and my brain's not working today at all. So I'm having a hard time just filming this little bit. Anyway, also update, I I'm on my period and my mental health has been really bad. So I craved really badly a chocolate pastry of some sort, and I had a donut, and now like my neck started weeping this morning, and I'm anyway. um I wanted to put a disclaimer, and I was gonna put it in my next video, but I decided I should put it in this video as well, of uh that I do a lot of self-diagnosis talk in this, and I don't want to like offend anybody. Like, so if you get offended by people diagnosing themselves, please don't watch my videos. Please don't. I've seen I think 5 therapists throughout my adult life and 1 psychologist. The psychologist treated me horribly, and I'll explain that in my next video. The therapists, some of them didn't do their job really, and some of them just like kicked me out the door the moment something went wrong, or I wanted something else. I don't know. They were just like, hey, bye. So I'm discouraged. I don't trust professionals, honestly, and I'm very discouraged from seeing them. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be like that my whole life. I feel like that right now, and maybe, you'll never know what the future holds. That might go back, but right now I just don't see any use in trying anymore, honestly. So I'm reaching out this way. I need to figure this stuff out some way, or I need to explain things, get things off my chest some way. So that's what's going on. That's why I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be cautious. But if I do a lot of self-diagnosis talk, that is why. So yeah, I wasn't officially diagnosed with anything. I was talking about dermatillomania, trichotillomania. I mean, I had bald spots, so my hands are not away from my skin or my face most of the day. They're like picking. So, and I can't pry away for hours, and I could be causing open wounds and blood. It doesn't matter. I'll keep going. But I wasn't officially diagnosed with it, and so I just want to put that out there. If that bothers you, I'm sorry, but don't watch my videos. And if it doesn't, that's great. I'm just trying to talk about what I go through. That's it. That's all. Things are already messing up. I tried this once before, so let's see how well this goes. I somehow froze. I don't know. While filming. I don't know. But this is the next day. I'm going to try to do the topical steroid withdrawal video, eczema journey video, whatever. I didn't write anything down or plan anything out, because I for some reason believe in myself that I could ramble and say the right things and say everything and have everything in my brain when I have nothing in my brain ever, but whatever. I watched a video, probably the last video I made that's like an eczema update, and I don't know, I don't think I went in depth of my journey and everything, but I was just so hell-bent on Dupixent. Like, it was the last video I made, most like all about my eczema. It was talking about going on Dupixent and how excited I was, and how my problems are fixed. And my problems were fixed for like 2 years. Well, not fully, because I would still have flare-ups. Believe it or not, I would still have flare-ups. I think, oh no, I made a video about withdrawing from the Dupixent, and I remember that. I made a video about withdrawing from the Dupixent, and I didn't think it'd get this bad again. But yeah, I started having trouble with my insurance, and yeah. So, like, the flare-ups will get, more, but, like, I just didn't expect, like, when I got off of it to, like, start back up right where I left off. I didn't expect that. So, for me, I didn't heal at all. I didn't. The immunosuppressant that is Dupixent will just suppress all those toxins into your body somehow. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. None of this makes sense to me at all, but I'm going through it. Yeah, I guess it all just gets suppressed back into my body, and then when I get that drug out my system, it'll just start right back up again. Granted, I know when I'm in an environment that is damaging me really badly, because when I'm here at home, this looks bad, but everything is so calm. Like, it's not that calm, but things are a lot calmer than other environments I've been in. I've tried to, cause living here, anyway, so I've tried to move out and live other places, and every option I have, I've suffered with my eczema so much more than when I'm here. So that's another reason why I'm stuck here. Like, the options I have, I will suffer in, and my eczema will be so much worse. My topical steroid withdrawal will be so much worse, because they have allergens in them. It's either extreme amounts of dander, a lot of mold, or a lot of dust. So it's usually those things, and if it's not those things, I don't know, but it's usually those things. And it's hard because, like, people don't believe me because they don't see it or something, and I'm like, I don't see it either, but I know I'm suffering more than I could be at home here. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like this was inevitable, and I feel like being in those environments sped it up, maybe, or made it come out. I don't know. Or maybe I could have, like, went through this in less agony, or it'll be slower coming, like, the cycle of healing from this would be slower, which is worse. I don't know. Well, I'll go through things less, but, like, I don't know. I can't even explain it, but yeah, that's why I'm stuck here. So my journey, I'll start from since I can remember. I don't remember being bothered by having my legs. I remember my legs being filled with eczema. I don't remember being too bothered by it. And I don't know when I started the steroid stuff. I barely remember having eczema on my legs. So, but I remember my grandmother making me lay on a towel, and she would cover me in oatmeal, or in the next day cover me in calamine lotion, or all that stuff, and I'd just be like, okay, this happens, whatever. It's weird, but cool. I like the smell of oatmeal. I'll sit here and with my mouth watering with oatmeal on me. I don't know. But that was whatever. And then the eczema that I actually started to remember that it was happening to me was I had eczema right here, just right here, patch right here, and I would itch it and scratch it, and people would be like, "What's that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just scratched it and then it appeared." And everybody's like, "I want it." And I'll never forget that a kid did that. She's like, "I want that." I knew she wanted my eczema, but But that didn't bother me too much either. Whatever. And then I must have started the steroid cream at that point, some point. I don't know when I started it on the inside of my arms, probably middle school. I don't know if it was earlier than that. But in middle school, I just remember being like, all right, gotta put this on. I remember, I don't know if I asked for it or my parents just thought it was a good idea, but I got sent to school with my tube, and I would just, throughout the day, I would just keep putting it on, because I'm like, it itches, let me put it on, or like, it's dry, let me put it on, or like, I don't know, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think, like, why did I do that? I don't know. And then, because, like, it didn't really bother me that I had eczema there. I was just like, whatever. But then, between middle school and high school, definitely in high school, I started getting it up here, where I have it right now. And that made me self-conscious. And I was just like, putting it on there. But I couldn't see it, so it wasn't like, oh, I noticed. It's like every time I look in the mirror, like, oh, yeah, that's there. Okay, great. Yeah, I forgot about that. But it went away. Probably steroid creams. And then one day in high school, during rehearsal for the musical that we were doing, it was lunchtime. No, dinner time, because after school rehearsal. And I ate something I was allergic to. Usually, I'm allergic to nuts. And usually we know the Chinese food places in the area that we ask, do you cook with peanut oil? And they say no. And I have no idea why this happens, but the egg rolls are so good. And they say they don't cook with peanut oil. I try to eat an egg roll and I get an allergic reaction every time. And it's so confusing. I don't understand why I can eat everything else, but I can't eat the egg roll. If anybody knows why that is, that I'm really allergic to nuts, I get a reaction as if I ate some nuts when I eat an egg roll. And I'm just like, why does this give me an allergic reaction when I can eat all of your other stuff and you say you don't cook with peanut oil? I don't know. So that's what happened. That day I thought it was perfectly fine to take the risk and eat that at rehearsal, try another egg roll at rehearsal, even though I was like, there's a possibility I'm gonna get an allergic reaction, but I really want to try again, to eat this again, because I don't understand. They say they don't cook with peanut oil. So, I ate it, and then my throat felt scratchy, but I also realized I forgot to keep my emergency Benadryl, because I have EpiPen, but I never had to use it. Like, I was always, like, I was given EpiPen just in case I ever, by some freak accident, had either ate too much, or all of a sudden my body got worse with my allergies and I'll actually go into anaphylactic shock and my throat will close all the way, just in case. But that never happened. Knock on wood. I think this is wood too. But yeah, I have it with me, whatever, but I never take it. So I ate the egg roll, felt scratchy, realized I didn't have Benadryl, and I was like, you know what? I'm a trooper. I can push through this. It's fine. Whatever. I usually get a scratchy throat and then get a bad stomach ache. It's happened before where I am a careless person with my allergies. That's also probably why I'm in this position. But I know I'll get a scratchy throat. My stomach will start hurting, and then it'll die out. It'll go away. So I was like, whatever, I could push through this, still go through my rehearsal. I was in marching band, and the performing arts company were a bunch of cold bitches, okay? They didn't care about you. And they were like, you were like, hey, I'm bleeding, gushing blood, and they're like, you're fine, get through it. People have been through worse. I'm like, okay, cool. So, I was trying to push through it, and what happened? Oh, okay. So as I'm pushing through it, I'm like, okay, whatever. I started feeling my face tingling. And I was like, this is new. My face doesn't tingle. What? And so then when we got a 5-minute break or something, I went to the bathroom. And nobody else noticed, but it looked like my face was deformed. Like there was some raised skin happening. And I was like, I don't like this one bit. I don't like it. So, and rehearsal and performing arts company is gonna be in my mental health video as well. But, so I went to them and I was like, hey, I ate something I'm allergic to and my face is doing some weird shit. I gotta go home. And they were like, cool, go stab yourself with an EpiPen. I was like, okay, that's weird to say, but thanks. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And then after that, I don't know, I took a bunch of Benadryl and passed out. I think I was fine the next day. I don't know. But my next segment of my eczema that I remember after that is I started getting eczema on my face. I don't know what happened first. I'm not sure. I think it was here was like the first I started getting eczema. And like right here, and then was it on my cheeks? It was on my cheeks, probably like up here for a little bit. That was it. But I was self-conscious as all hell in high school. So I was using those steroid creams. Like I was like, I need this to go away. I need it to go away. And it would just come right back. And I'd be like, more, use the whole tube. Yeah. I think it didn't help that, we would switch doctors a lot. If they, bothered my mom with payments or whatever. I think we switched doctors a lot. So, in the past, doctors don't really care to, be like, oh, what, they ask, but, why did you, if you knew, why would you still give me, I guess they would try to give me a lower dose, but, why not wean me off if I'm, abusing them, and, I guess because they're, doesn't matter if she's abusing them, she needs this to go away, we need this to go away for her, but, okay, so, yeah, they'd be like, don't abuse it like that, I'm like, okay, but it came right back, what, and you're like, I don't know, don't abuse it like that. I'm like, okay. And I would do the less dose, and then I would get anxious and feel horrible and start abusing it again. And then I'd be like, it's not working. And I'll just keep coming back and being like, it's not working. And they're like, here's a higher dose. And I'm like, okay. And then I come back and I'm like, it's not working. And they're like, you're abusing it. That's the problem. Here's a lower dose. And that was my whole high school experience with my eczema. And then it's just slowly covering my face, getting on my eyes, everything. And then I was and then I learned about topical steroid withdrawal, I believe, and I'm like, steroids are bad. So I went to my doctor after high school. I was in starting college and everything, and I was like, steroids are bad, can I not, is there another way, because it's making me worse. And they're like, you know what, we'll do you one better, we'll give you a concoction of, it's just a little bit of steroid, but it'll wean you off because I'll mix it with other things. Okay, that's fine. So I was on that for part of my college. No, I was on that for the whole of my college because like I was doing all right in college with my eczema, but I don't remember why. So I think it was just that concoction I used all of college. And then I think it started to stop working. And then I was like, okay. So I went back to the doctor and I was like, no steroid creams at all. Look at me. No steroid creams at all. And they were like, okay, well, there's nothing else we can do. Pretty much. Unless I'll just give you more concoction or whatever. Oh, they gave me, what was that thing called? I forgot what it's called. But I think it's also an immunosuppressant. And it burned. It hurts. It hurts. Eucrisa. It hurt me so bad. That cream hurts so bad. You feel like you just lit your skin on fire. It literally, that's what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel like that to everybody, but to me, it just feels like I just chemical burned my skin or something. Like, it hurt. I would writhe in pain. I'm like, and it doesn't even work for me. I just writhe in pain for no reason. So, yeah, I think I got that, and Protopic, I think. And I was still going through it, I think. So, I was, suffering, and my topical steroid withdrawal was happening, and it was so hard. Nobody understood nothing. I barely understood anything, so I was like, I was scratching, oh my god, the itch. Like, it was a non-stop itch all over my body. Like, I would scratch here, and then an itch will scratch here, and then an itch will scratch here. And this is all day. This is exactly the time frame. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, it's like that. No, I was just like, all day. To add to that, I have to remember what it's called. Body focus repetitive obsession mutilation. I don't know, but the trichotillomania, dermatillomania, which is like, it's either the trichotillomania is like you can't help but pull out strands of your hair. I've had that. I also have dermatillomania symptoms and it's caused by my eczema, where I will just pick for hours all day and I cannot stop. And that is a problem. I've been able to calm it down, which is really awesome. I've deterred myself from it by putting on gloves. Do I have my gloves? No. I could post a picture maybe. I don't think I'm gonna edit this. We'll see. But it's white gloves for eczema, and that keeps me from picking. So I had that, so I pick less, but it's harder. But like, I realized that like what I have to do is change my perspective of what I'm seeing and feeling, and it's hard. I don't want to talk about the process of how I talk myself through it. Maybe I should. People don't understand. I mean, if you look up like people with dermatillomania and trichotillomania, you could tell like it's almost impossible to stop, and there's no cure to that either. So so yeah, it's really hard, but I'm doing better about it, especially when like I'm just letting my skin be this way right now. It's fine, but I was suffering with that so badly, and nobody understood that is a thing. Nobody understood the topical steroid withdrawal is a thing. Nobody understood why I was scratching so hard when it's an itch that is so intense and goes so deep, like people say to the bone itch, because it's such an intense itch and it's so deep that there's no satisfaction with just doing this. There's absolutely no satisfaction. Like, I have to dig and really, like, it's bad. I don't know if that was triggering for people, but like, the itch gets bad, and people are like, oh, if it itches so bad, just rub it. And like, this is just gonna frustrate me more. I'm gonna get filled with anger. Like, it's not gonna work. So there's that. And then with how fragile the skin is while going through topical steroid withdrawal, you could just scratch normal and you'll break the skin and you'll have open wounds. So I had open wounds everywhere. And then I had the picking problem, and I had no idea how to negotiate with myself yet. There's a picture, because people in high school, there's a picture of me just like having my hands on my face, because someone took a picture of me off guard. There we go, an off guard picture of me. I don't think it was off guard. They forced me to take a picture because I knew that I looked something like this, and that I didn't want to take a picture, but someone was like, "Yeah, let me take a picture." So so I was like, okay, but I was like this because I was like in mid picking trance. Like, I was just like pick. Yes, in school I would pick, and I would have dead skin all over me, all around me in high school, everywhere I sat, every class. I know why I didn't have any friends. I know exactly why, and that's part of it. Yeah, I'll be picking. I would just constantly, hours, the whole day, constantly. And I didn't know how to negotiate with myself to pry myself away from it, yet I was, all that was going on. Weeping, blood, constant. I didn't have the discipline to eat the right things either. I still didn't have the knowledge yet. People just started going on YouTube talking about topical steroid withdrawal. Then I found Dupixent. And that's when I made this Dupixent. And then I talked about the withdrawals from it. I got the bloodshot eye, the itchy eyes, the flare-ups coming back, everything. But I was doing great. I made my I was doing great on TikTok. I made it further in my career. Everything was going great. And then I got kicked off of my dad's insurance, which I didn't know how that was going to happen. I asked my dad how that was going to happen. He didn't know. I asked my cousin how it works. She told me something that wasn't correct. So, yeah, I got kicked off of my dad's insurance, and I was like, I didn't know. And then there's something about my mental health with that in my mental health video. But, I had a really hard struggle getting insurance. And then I stopped getting my medicine, and then this started starting. Let's see. Yeah, so, like I said, everything started up where it left off. Everything I described, going through the same thing. And I know more now. I take I don't know if this is good. When I say I'm doing all this stuff, I don't know. I don't take any of my advice. I'm not here to teach you how to heal from this. Look at me. I'm not here to teach you how to heal from this. I'm just telling what I'm doing right now and how much better I'm doing. from when I started going through this again. I take like 10 supplements a day. I learned more about the diet I should have. Trial and error was hell. Years of hell, because I was also trying the trial and error stuff when I was taking Dupixent, but I was still going through flare-ups because like, turns out like that happens. Like, you can have a lot of good days and then accidentally overdo something and then have a really bad flare-up for a week, but then heal from it and then have great days again, you know? So I was learning from trial and error then and then I learned to stay away from my allergens, because I have more allergens on my allergy chart. I call them like intolerances, because like I don't get an itchy throat when I eat it or anything like that. Nothing happens. So that's why I never listen to it. But turns out I get itchier, and I flare more when I eat things that is on my allergy chart that I'm allergic to. So I started following my chart for once in my life. I took that thing when I was like 10, that allergy test when I was like 10, and now I'm following it. That improved a lot. I do the Michelle Mills fridge food. It might be crazy, but dairy I feel affects me the least. So I do have ice cream now and then because I need something sweet. And it's summer and my room is hot and I need some ice cream during the day. But I know the itch stays calm when I have ice cream, but I'm like, right now, I finished my ice cream yesterday. I'm trying to go like at least a week without ice cream. Just to, you know, make sure what's going on with me is going on regardless of the ice cream. I'm sorry, I'm shaking. Okay. Yeah, so I learned that, and then now I'm doing anti-inflammatory diet as well, and it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard to do because you have to constantly find recipes, substitutions, and I don't know about you, but trying to be a young adult just to figure out what to eat every night in general, and like, but also having extreme restrictions like that help. Like, I can barely eat anything, and it's hard. And then with topical steroid withdrawal, sometimes it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't, like the itch, with the itch and everything, sometimes you can eat safe foods and you'll still be itchy. I'm not doing good with restricting, but also, like, people would say that, like, don't, like, this is a really hard thing to go through. Please don't stress out about eating too much, because, like, stress is one of the worst things, and I have so much of it here. I have so much stress here. So, mental, because let me not have people come after me like, you don't do nothing. Like, family. Mental stress here. Yeah, so people say, like, don't stress. Like, if figuring out how to eat correctly is stressing you out, like, don't let it. Like, if you are hungry and all you got is all you got, like, you know, eat. So, yeah, I want to tell people that if they're going through this as well. Yeah, what else am I going through? The being constantly surrounded by flakes, dead skin, because your environment really has a lot to do with your mental health. So, you kind of feel gross and everything, and it's normal, it's natural, it's what happens. Don't let that stress you out either, but it's hard. Um, I'll talk about the improvements. Less wounds. Can I show you? There's this right here that I made, but like this used to be covered. Like you would see scabs all over in the beginning. But it's less scabs. The flakes are smaller. People say once the flakes start getting smaller, there's healing going on. Something like that. I don't know. I'm still extremely dry. People get like nerve pain. I get it once in a while, but I guess it's gonna happen more when you heal. I was extremely itchy a week ago, and I'm getting a little bit better with the itching, but I think the itching happens more when you're healing more. It wasn't like constant itch that I, got. It becomes more of it's constant in intervals, like, especially at night, but it's more of the deep, intense itch, than anything. Especially at night, it's a constant, deep, intense itch. It depends, and definitely if I eat the wrong things. I'm getting really sick of talking. I'm pretty much done though. If I have more to add, I'll come back. But that's my journey right now. Oh yeah, so people have been able to. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how everyone is living their life like this. I work in entertainment, and I do not I can't move forward or keep working like this, I don't know, this kind of career doesn't really have any accommodations for medical issues like this, like appearance things, I don't expect anyone to understand in that industry about topical steroid withdrawal. So yeah, that's on halt. But that career got me my insurance. So I am realizing that I'm not even going to have an option to stop this if I don't stop it now. I didn't want to go back on Dupixent. I did not want to. I want to never go through this again. But people say, I saw someone say the average amount of time it takes to heal from this is 2 to 3 years. I don't know how people can stop working for 2 to 3 years. And some people still work, but they can work from home, or their boss is understands, or they're oh, I'm secluded in a cubicle, it's fine, or they're or because of the pandemic, they're I can hide my face. My last production project I worked on, it was the pandemic, so I was wearing a mask most of the time, so I'm great. And I hate it when they said take off your mask. I hate it when they told me to take off my mask, because I'm do you really need me to take off my mask working behind the scenes? Do you really? Oh, okay, you do, okay. So that sucked, and anyway, so it's hard. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just hard to. I don't see how I could keep living my life like this, I'm trying to be an entertainer online. I'm trying to stay in the entertainment industry, and I can't do it like this. If anybody going through topical steroid withdrawal and in the entertainment industry has experience going through this and doing that, please hit me up. Please let me know how I can get through this. But I don't see it. And I'm not gonna have an option anymore soon. I don't have any support here with what I'm going through. A lot of people are like, "Oh, my mom helps me. My mom cooks for me." Like, my hands are covered in eczema, and I can't like, even touching water to my eczema is painful and damaging. It is. So, like, washing vegetables, like, and people are like, "Oh, my parents cook me food, and they cook me the healthy food that I need, and they cook me the safe food, and they bring it to me." I'm like, wow, that's great, that support. Or, like, like, my parents, like, they're like my support, my husband, I don't have any of that. I don't. Or, like, they help me clean my flakes. No, I don't. No. I don't get that. If anything, my family's just starting to understand what I'm going through, but it's still like a suck it up, get, fix it, keep going type of thing. Like, it's nothing supportive about it. So, I'm just extremely depressed going through this. All of that put together, what I'm going through, I don't have the mental health to go through this. I don't have the correct situation or the mental health to go through this and heal from this at all. Pretty much. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to explain that. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And probably someone's about to bother me anyway. So I'll just leave it at that. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going through topical steroid withdrawal. I tried to heal for like a month, and I can't really handle it while living here. I can't really handle it here. And I'm not in any position to be able to move out yet. I just started. I just started being able to get somewhere. And I'm a late bloomer in every single thing I do. So, unfortunately, I'm still not in a position to be able to go through this and heal from it. So I have no choice but to try and get Dupixent again and go through this again another point in my life, and hope I'm in a good place to be able to actually go all the way through with it and heal. Who knows? But yeah, that's my eczema journey. That's my topical steroid withdrawal. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah. Feel free to ask topical steroid withdrawal questions so you can, we can help you understand. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.